Hi, it's Therese and I'm here today for Altenew and I'm going to be making wooden snowflakes. How cool is this set? It's the layered snowflakes die and it has 5 different snowflakes that you can layer up. I've got the birchwood. This is one of their specialty papers that you can get at Altenew, and they have 2 different types of wood, and this is the lighter colour and it's so pretty. Almost gives kind of a Danish style look, I thought, so I thought that'd be a really fun idea. So I'm laying out all the dies so that I can cut. I will actually cut a couple of each because I'm not sure how many I'm going to use. I want to cover a whole card, so it's better to have more than I need and work with that and have some spare for another design if I want. And it's easier than coming back and re-die cutting more if you need them later, which is a bit of a pain. Now these dies are designed to layer up together, and this is part of a die highlight post, so I actually do have a couple of other cards to share using this die set, but I actually didn't layer that up really at all. I was having so much fun with them just as snowflake dies that I didn't give that as an example, so I will have to do that. And I thought it actually would be fun to layer them up in the wood as a fun sort of embelly for a Christmas tree or for the front of a card. I have also cut all the images again in some fun foam, and I'm really struggling here with my matte medium. The jar's nearly empty and I'm almost having to give it CPR to get it out onto the foam. The trick is not to add too much glue or liquid glue to the die cut images. I do leave the foam die cuts in place before I adhere the die cut birchwood on. I just find that it keeps a better shape after running it through the die cutting machine. I find if I pull them out, they are harder to line up. So this is much easier when I do it this way. Another option, if you don't have fun foam, is you could just cut multiple layers of cardstock and layer it up beneath the die cut wood. But it'd be fun to actually, because these dies would work either way, you could actually put a die cut on the back as well of the birchwood and create like little solid foam dies. That'd be fun. So I did fill my matte medium bottle. And I've run out of matte medium. I usually have a big jar of the stuff and just sort of scoop it in, and it was dry. But I have got, because I was told about the Distress Collage medium, so I have got a jar of that and I'm actually trying that out. But I hear it's pretty much the same. And it did seem to work really well and adhere quite quickly like the matte does, and didn't seem to leave any shiny bits, which is what's important. My sentiment today comes from the Festive Poinsettia set, and I'm using the apple red cardstock. So I did actually prep it really well with my powder tool, and I've added some embossing ink to the sentiment and just going to stamp that down. The thing with the darker cardstocks, when you emboss in white on them, all the little flecks can be visible after, so by prepping it really well first does stop that from happening. You can really see that powder tool at the moment, but what I do is just let it dry a little bit, unheat. Once it's cool, that's what I want to say. Once it's cool, I come in with just an old rag and wipe the powder tool away. Now I've cut a piece of the birchwood cardstock to the same size as my card front. This is a top fold card, and I'm just adhering it down with my tape runner. I did add lots of tape runner. I don't know, it's not a particularly heavy, even though it is real wood, it is cut really thinly, and I just wanted to, I hate the thought of my cards falling apart before they get to people, so I do use more adhesive than I need. I'm a bit of an adhesive hoarder too. If you've seen my craft room tour, you would know that. So once this is dry, so these snowflakes, I don't like to leave them in too long because then they can get crusty bits around the edge. But once it's pretty dry, then I'll come in with my pokey tool. And I like to remove the center portions before I actually release the snowflakes from the foam. Just easier than trying to work with something that's been popped out, because it can bend or pull apart from the glue. And now I'm just working out where I want my wooden snowflakes. And I will kind of just adjust them around. And I did sort of face them so that they were fairly straight. Now, I have a little giveaway at my blog for Altenew, so I will put the link in the description below. And if you head over there, you'll find out how you can have a chance to win. And I'll have all the details there. And I'm just coming in with the collage. Can I call it matte medium now that it's the collage medium in a matte bottle? Anyway, so I'm coming in with the liquid glue again, not adding too much again, and just sort of sitting all my pieces where I'd laid them out. How easy is that? I really like the big snowflake dies, these solid ones. I think they're really funky. The other two cards that I made at the blog are quite different. I was going along a totally different theme, but then once I thought of the wooden snowflakes, I couldn't get the idea out of my head. So I just had to do it. You know how it is. And I did have to come in and add a couple of little corners here. It just was looking a little bit bare. And once it's dried, to cut the edges off, I'll just come in with a long pair of straight scissors, flip the card over and just cut those bits away. And that just makes the edges look like they were meant to be. That it's easier than trying to cut it from the front. It gives you kind of a guide and helps keep a straighter line. For the sentiment, I wanted to pop it up on top of the card, but there's going to be a gap there where between the snowflakes. So I flip it over where it's going to sit on the card. That way I know where I need to double up on the fun foam. Fun foam? It's not fun foam. Foam squares. I'm getting my words twisted. And then I can just add the sentiment to the front of the card. Thanks so much for joining me here today. Don't forget to like this video if you like it, and subscribe. So looking forward to seeing you here next time. Till then, have a great day. Bye.